Hey there, Justice 3 TV. This is the beginning of today's vlog, but I had to actually say something, if not anything, to just make a mental note of one, I am beyond exhausted right now. I decided to stay up a little bit. I wish I could say that it was editing and whatnot, but I stayed up to play a little. And but the point of me starting out today's vlog for the growth part of the channel is that I was thinking the other day, by looking at all my analytics, that a lot of my traffic was coming from outside in from Facebook. So I was thinking, how could I possibly leverage that to my advantage and, increase, viewer watch time? I started thinking to myself, I don't know enough. I need to do some testing. Being that today is November 2nd, or just November period, last year, the reason why you see this beautiful thing on my face here, now most of the time, I like being clean shaved, but my daughter convinced me to, because it was a no shave November, which is largely associated with men's mental health. I decided, at the time, she was really concerned about my health. It's one of the reasons why I started a better fitness regimen and whatnot. But I decided not to shave for her, and then, it just kind of grew onto my face, and now it's just like a permanent part of my look. So, now that it's November, I decided, hey, let's test to see what happens. I wanted to create content at a specific time that might be good for the channel. And so I decided this morning around 7 or so to post a no shave pic on purpose, strategically, to see what would happen and where that traffic would go. Like, not traffic, I should say. I'd say trigger, a response, any kind of response. And man, the likes are just and comments are just coming in all in one swoop. Right now it is it's just a little after 8. All the likes and comments started pouring in at approximately 8:09. I started thinking about it, and a lot of my friends and family are, in the educational department. That's a big place, and they're just getting. It just occurred to me, they're just getting into work, getting settled into their homerooms, classrooms, whatever routine that they normally would get into. And what are they all doing? They're all kind of taking out their phones, checking to see what's going on, and that's good. That's exactly the kind of triggered response I was looking for, which means I know where their attention is. Now it's going to be up to me to figure out, what can I put there? I think I can make 5-minute content with a really good end screen, and as long as my thumbnails were great and clickable, I could probably get a ton of watch time velocity in a snap just by doing that. More testing, obviously, but I figured I'd make a note. If anything, yes, for the vlog, and second, just as a note for me. So I was actually just thinking to myself, like, should I take note of who's actually watching? You know what I mean? Can I track, should I be tracking who's watching those videos, what they're doing? Well, obviously I should be doing all of that. I think I have an idea about what I could slot in for that small area. Increasing watch time and probably end card click rate. That's what I really want right now. Create velocity, for the channel, almost on a regular basis, so the ball keeps rolling through the days and through the weeks, and come up with a different strategy for each type of day. And mostly, I think I'm going to base that on cultural overlaps. School, work, the weekend, that kind of thing. And I'm just trying to see, spitballing ideas. I think, now that I think about it, I think that I had this idea the other day to take those Pokemon Go videos that we do daily home forwarding the kids wanted to go to see what kind of Pokemon they could catch on the way to school and on the way back. And this happened totally by accident, where I would just put the phone up and it would just continue to record on the way home. And now that's sort of like a regular piece to the daily hunt, rather than just showing them, throwing Pokeballs at these Pokemon. There's a small section of me driving home, basically yelling at other people and expressing myself and relieving some steam. I think that might be a good idea to actually split that up. I don't know how well it would work, but it would be short, like super short. Or I could take that footage of where I'm just right there in the screen and just that be the thing, Start it off with, the title sequence and show the road rage, the Pokemon Go road rage, and then just end it with a good card that shows my latest video, probably the best video for the viewer, a subscribe button, and you know what? This would be a good spot probably for my master playlist. I think everybody should have a master playlist, at least one. And I could use that as a vehicle to create velocity and watch time. Take note, this might be a cool idea. So I guess and here's the typical screen right here. I've kind of, organized my thoughts now almost on a regular basis to this type of setup. Right here, on the top left, I got my YouTube stuff. Usually, Derral's pretty much there in any of my YouTube education videos, which, there's a link in the description for that playlist if you want to check those out. But, I go there when I want to check, the analytics on my channel, or our channel. I keep saying mine, but on our channel, if I need to check something real quick, like a random thought would pop up. It's one of the reasons why I had this document down here. If you look at the Word document, I come up with an idea or something, boom, it's down there and it's saved, and I don't have to worry about, pen and paper type of stuff. Gotta think green. So, yes, I am still very exhausted, but the day has got to push on. I'm still dealing with the snowball effect, a lot more unexpected things. I don't know if you've been watching, but Tuesday was the field trip for my son, and then he had a pumpkin measuring experiment thing going on the very next day. And then, that evening was actually Halloween. So obviously we got to go out trick-or-treating. That's more time spent not, editing or doing a vlog or anyone, although that's actually a lot easier than it sounds, because that's one piece of the content for the channel that I can pretty much get out no matter where I am. What my goals are is to fit what I can with the time that's available to me, and what that means is I have to leave here about 1 to go to my children's school again, but this time for my daughter, because she has a garden class, so I volunteer to help out for that class this time of the day. Now I've scheduled that way ahead of time. That's why, like, in my head, when I was making the big mistake when I first started, not taking that into account. And one other thing, Saturday is the Fall Festival for the Learning Gate Community School, which is an outstanding event. If you are in the local area, you definitely should be checking that out. It supports the school, and it's just a ton of fun. They usually have, jump courses, floaty things, and other kinds of events going on there, right there on campus. So we got that to deal with on Saturday. That's not a big deal, and that could be another opportunity to leverage for us as a channel. It's a family event. It's also a school event, which I think is important. It supports the school. They use the money for that for a lot of awesome, necessary things for the school. So today I experienced my first pivot in scheduling. So if you look here, there one of my children's friends from classmates is having a birthday party next week. So decided to schedule that in ahead of time. So now when I try to go through the week and figure out what to do, I already know that's a part of the schedule, so I don't have to work around it anymore, and the snowball effect should die out over the next few weeks. Alright, there's a few things that I thought about doing on my to-do list right here. That is something that I pretty much perpetually have up all the time now, because I just click it. If it's something that I've gotten done, it's, you know, I just take it off the list. But if I need to put it on the list, I can do that. And my goal, though, you can put as many to-dos, you know, I don't even know why this says Thursday. I think I was trying to boil it down to a daily schedule, but the truth of the matter is, it's good to have the things that I didn't get done that day still on the to-do list, because that means, hey man, look, that needs to get done, that didn't get done, so let's just keep it there so you can make sure you get it done. Now, you know what, this one, the day one vlog, if you guys watched that already, I just finished, I uploaded it yesterday, and I'm trying to just stay as consistent as possible on that. And that is probably my best current and most optimized video to date. I've taken everything that I know about tags, title, pretty much everything that I know so far about growing the channel into account for that video. So that's my first best shot out of the gate on getting it completely done. You know, best practices all the way through. And so that's done. What my plan is, let's see, I gotta be out here by 1. It is 9:15 now. That gets 10:15, 11:15, 12:15, 1:15. Technically, we can call that 3.5 hours. So in three and a half hours, what can I get done? 1, obviously, this vlog. 2, I want to be ready for my weekend strategy. And if you've been watching, my weekend strategy is, as a gamer, I'm an avid YouTube watcher also. I love watching other people's reactions to some of the games that I play also. And I started thinking to myself the other day that, what am I looking for when it's those lazy days, those stress-free days, on the times that I have available, just to kind of tool around and do whatever I want, be entertained. And I was like, that I look for the older games that I've played already, and I want to watch somebody else play them, you know, see, you know, experience what they experienced. And I do that more often than I thought. So I was like, okay, there is a back catalog of games that I have not played yet, and there could be some future ones that are older that I've played already that I could play again, and it'd be still a brand new experience. For instance, I know on my birthday in the next coming months, in January, right on the day practically, Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out. One of my all-time favorite game franchises. I mean, and if I really think back to it, one of my really good friends used to watch me play that game all the time, and I was doing this kind of thing way back then. And so maybe I can do that all over again and create a new series of videos of gameplay through those games, and I can't wait to get that started. Right now, it's what I really wanted to do is get some scary games for the month done, and because I'm so brand new to this process, I just could not get that done because I didn't have the entire process done at all. You know, like scheduling and trying to predict when I can get production done and when not to. And now that I'm, you know, each day I'm learning something new to be more organized, it's getting easier to deal with. Now, what's taken a hit this week has been the Pokemon Go videos, the one regular upload thing that we got going. For a couple of reasons. One, timing. Man, this whole week there was scheduling overlap that could not, I could have predicted in the future if, you know, I haven't started all this so late and just kind of haphazardly. And that is definitely, I mean, I don't even know what day this video is, but I think it's like 3 or 4, something like that. But man, if you're thinking about doing this, be organized. At the very least, be organized as you go, because it'll pay off, trust me. So a couple of the things on this schedule that you want to take note of is I started labeling different kinds of things that I need to do, and I think, and for example, there's this one called Fixer right here that I have highlighted. It's something that has gone wrong, and I need to either redo something or replay something. For instance, the other day in my Resident Evil video, which I haven't uploaded yet, but because I'm trying to get it ready for the weekend, for those lazy times that I was talking about, that's part of my weekend strategy. And I went through a whole section and didn't have the gameplay for it. Oh wait, no, that was Red Dead Redemption. Scratch that. Red Dead Redemption that's the one I did it for the other day. I have all the personal reaction for a chunk of time, but the gameplay is what took the hit. And what had happened was that I did a checklist to make sure that the software that I had going to record my gameplay was working. But when I went to actually do it, my mind was set on making sure that I was going to get to play. One, it's just something that I anticipated, something that was fun that I wanted to do. And since I had already done the check for the video, I completely blanked out on actually getting the gameplay footage started to record. And so I was playing the entire time and none of the gameplay got recorded. So the one really weird part about Red Dead Redemption 2 is that there's no real save process, or at least one that I haven't experienced yet. It's still at the early stages of the game, so maybe I'm completely wrong on that, but it's just got an autosave feature, which is really cool. But at the same time, if you make a big enough mistake, there's no real way to rewind time on that. Like having multiple save files. I've always been in the habit of doing my saves in threes, just to keep the habit of it, because way back when I first started playing Resident Evil, I noticed that, hey, it's just good to have this save file, because there's two major things can happen. One, something huge in the story that you just did not want to mess up, and two, a glitch can happen at any time and screw your game in the worst way possible, and that save file will save the mistake too. So it is what it is, And so I have a label called Fixer. This is something that I need to redo. And for instance, on the Red Dead Redemption 2, I have to replay the beginning of the game up to the point of where I need to start recording again. And because I don't want any of my viewers to miss out on my gameplay that is pure at this point for Red Dead Redemption. It's what I call a blind playthrough. They're experiencing what I'm experiencing as I play through the game, and I don't want to lose that. So it's very important that I play up to the point where I knew the footage was not taking place. And I know for a fact, right when the very first, what I would call a side mission, or your taste of a side mission, because most games in the beginning, they kind of walk you through a tutorial part of their game to try to teach you how to play, pretty much smooth out the learning curve on maybe the controls or the way that they navigate their game. And so that way you as the player can navigate smoothly in the future and get better at it as you play. Being that this is a long-term type of game, that's good. What's bad is the save system so far. That's a quality of life thing when it comes to game design, and since I haven't played far enough into the game, I don't know if there's an actual save file system at all, or if it's all autosave. So at this point, I have to fix that by replaying up to that lost content. Now, something similar happened to my Resident Evil gameplay. I loaded up to try to get a third and fourth video ready for it the other day, and I noticed, I don't know what happened, but all the save files were just gone. Stuff like that happens, and now I gotta figure it out. So now I have to no, I already fixed that, so that's not on the list anymore. But one of the things that I've learned about optimizing my videos, I need to actually fix on some of the older videos, such as my first big game was Marvel Spider-Man. I played through that one. It was my first experience really trying to get game footage and a reaction part of the video done to see where I needed to control things more smoothly. Now I've got it kind of down to a really good system, but the original one, I had to deal with an echo problem, a sound problem. I fixed those problems, and as I move forward, those types of videos will get better and better in quality. Those videos right now, I still had the reactions to my raw footage for the gameplay. You could still hear my voice on the broadcast, and what I had done was I went live with those with the idea that it was good to just have a consistent upload, but I wasn't quite happy with the quality of footage that would go on live. And then there was this in-between process of me downloading the video, re-uploading with my reaction on it. Now I could very well just use the PlayStation camera to put my reaction live straight to the video, but I want more control over where I place my profile picture. And you know, maybe it's a specific game. Like if you've seen my Resident Evil videos, I think it's really cool that I filter it out in black and white like the old horror movies. And now you're watching my reaction that way, and it does contrast the gameplay footage, which is really cool. And I think it creates a better viewing experience, honestly, in my viewing. I wish more gamers would do, because it shows a little more effort, and plus it's something to watch. You know, you should be experiencing their reactions in a unique way, and I think in scary games like that, like especially Resident Evil, it was just necessary. And plus I noticed the reactions are much more pronounced in a black and white than anything, so that's pretty cool. I like that. I am going to be adding VR to my gaming list, but for right now I need to nail down a process. The Spider-Man games, the footage is actually still on there, and I've been slowly working my way through one strategy at a time, and what I'm focusing most on is the thumbnails. Now in the raw footage, this is how I'm learning about my mistakes in my thumbnail strategy. But I think I'm getting a good thumbnail strategy by creating great artwork, not just from myself, but from the game itself, from the footage that I actually have, and applying it to the raw footage. Slowly over time, I am going to add those reactions to it, but one of the big problems that I foresee in doing that is there's a really bad audio sync problem that I have dealing with the two types of footage, and it's one of the things that I fixed already when I do play games to make sure that doesn't happen, and that doesn't help with my old footage. Yeah, I could very well go back through and play the game again, but now I'm losing that organic part of my reaction to the game, and I don't want to do that. If I'm going to replay a game, I'm going to let my viewers know, hey, I'm replaying this game, I loved it, I hope you love my reaction to my next playthrough of that game. You know, if it's something that's blind, it's great, gotta keep it organic. And that's what I want, really. So on the Spider-Man thumbnails, that's the big thing, because at the same time that I apply the new thumbnail to that footage, I can fix other things that I've learned, like some great end cards. The intro being more of a branding intro. Oh, my tags definitely need work, because it was one of the first experiences that I had in trying to create daily content with good tags, and I don't think any of my Spider-Man gameplays have any great tags, but one at a time I can go back and fix that, especially the end card. For the series, what I'm trying to do for the strategy of the series is one of my first series that I really want to create a line of succession, you know what I mean? Like, I want to go to the end card, and my template that I want for it is not only do I want something best for my viewers, but I also want something that's going to show something clickable to show here's the latest video that we did. You know, try to bring promotion to the latest thing that we did, since we do have a wide array of types of videos, I would say. So the most recent one would be right there, then you got my subscription button right there, and then the video for the series videos, which might be a bit time consuming to do until I can figure out how to use my tools better in a series. I don't think there's going to be any real easy way to do it than go one by one on my end cards, but after it's done, it's done. And I can go back through in that series, and that video, that one section in my top left, can be the next video. You know, if this is my first playthrough, you know, part 1, part 2 is right there. But now I've got YouTube's gonna do the work for me on my one thumbnail to get them to watch something that might interest them based on what YouTube sees that they would most likely want to watch. You know, that would probably be the most clickable one of them all. And then they could see something, hell, that looks actually pretty cool, I've never watched that part of their channel before, and want to click on that too. If anything, boom, there's the subscription button. All right, We are now heading to that another volunteer day at the school, this time for Kitty Cuddles. She has garden class, which right now, if they're going to even be in the garden, is a big question mark because it's starting to rain, but down here, man, it could rain in one spot and 20 feet later, it won't be. So we shall see. Today might just be an easy grab for volunteer hour, or be outside. I doubt we're gonna be outside though. I really do. It looks really dark and dank. So there was a pretty big drop off on interaction on those photos that I was talking about, to see where they were dropping and socially who I was connected to. You know, I never actually thought about taking note of whether the people interacting were male or female. Instagram that was about 9:30, 10 or so. And there's actually been a steady flow of interaction on that front. More or less, as long as I'm getting more gamers that are following and liking, that is the big thing. Just getting everybody into the habit of saying, hey, seeing, hey, he's posting often, I want to look at that, or I want to see that. I gotta look into, while I was listening to some of my education stuff, like on analytics and whatnot, I actually heard something about Instagram verification, where you can actually have, let's say, hey, I got a new video. Video is just a swipe up. That would be pretty huge. How long that's gonna last, I don't know. Because they were doing a whole lot of fighting between a social platform and YouTube, which is understandable. And right now, I think Instagram's big competitor right now is going to be Snapchat. Yo, are you driving backwards? Why are you doing that so fast? You were trying to get somebody killed today. When I see things like that, I gotta talk it out. Sometimes scream. But verification might be something I need to look into. Now, navigating the vidIQ, I think the other day I was actually editing it, I said vidID, it's actually vidIQ. I want more data. But the big problem right now with that data is that it costs money. I'm not prepared for that right now. So I'm just going to have to be happy with what I can get, which is like, I can look at the first few videos. I can get about 3 competitors to follow and see what they're tagging with, which I kind of boiled it down into like high, mid, and low. Like, I know some gamers that are YouTubing that have a low count of subscribers and views. Really what I want to see is view watch time, and I'm still figuring out how to navigate all of that. It looks confusing, but I just have to get into the habit of actually getting in there and looking, because sooner or later I'm just going to catch on and know what I'm doing. So I've nailed down the end card strategy. I want that most recently uploaded, and I got that card where it's going to be the best view, so I get YouTube to work for me. I got the subscribe button in the middle, and depending on if it's a series or not, I'm either going to put the next one in the series so that people are more than likely. One of the things that drives me a little crazy when I'm watching a series of videos, like I love watching reactions to Game of Thrones. So that's like one of my YouTube guilty pleasures. And what I hate the most is I'll get to the end and I won't be able to find the next one in line in the series. And it's not like they haven't done it, because most reactors have gotten it done already, except for some of the newbies that are getting on there. And I actually got to go digging around, and I don't like that, especially if I really want to watch them. You know, reactions to a TV series are really, really fun to watch if I'm watching the reactions in chronological order, just like the show. And that might be something that I want to look into. I like pure reactions. Most of the time, I don't like the talking in the beginning and the end. I think I might do something like that and see how it pans out. Like, you know, just record, you know, the reactions, get the timer going right to avoid copyright strikes, and see, just to see and test where that could go. I think reactions are dangerous, honestly, for a content creator. I think I might want to avoid that altogether. I'm not sure. I think I'll avoid that, and if I really want to do that, and it works out well, I could probably drive traffic to the rest of the content on my game, on this channel, by doing that, but avoid, you know, striking out, basically. Alright, I am here for Garden. I will see you guys on the next one.